WKRG News 5 starts right now with breaking news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Dana Winter. Welcome to WKRG News 5 at 10. We begin with breaking news. A violent day in Mobile. A shooting reported about just an hour ago at the America's Best Value Inn on the I-65 service road. It follows several other reported shootings today. Gabby Easterwood's been out getting information on these shootings all day, and she joins us live from the service road. Gabby, what do you know so far?
Well, Dana, we did get confirmation that there was a shooting here at the America's Best Value Inn, just adding to the gun violence here in Mobile today. As you can see, Mobile police are still on scene here at the hotel. Crime scene tape covering a very large portion of this area. Mobile police have not given us a lot of information into what exactly happened here that led up to this shooting. Like we said, gun violence was very active here today in Mobile. There was also a man gunned down this morning on Ann Street, and we actually got the chance to visit that home. We knocked on the door of the home on Ann Street, where police responded earlier this morning. No one answered. Police continue searching for answers into the death of 40-year-old DeJuan Donaldson. A neighbor telling us the shooting happened inside of the home, the front door riddled with bullet holes, possibly proving this. Police went out to the house around 9 o'clock this morning and found Donaldson dead with multiple gunshot wounds. Details of what happened have not been released, nor have any arrests been made. Just last week, Mobile announced Operation Enough, which began 2 weeks prior, cutting down on increased gun violence recently in the city. Since then, officers confiscated more than 20 guns in targeted areas around the community. This operation set at preventing incidents like the one today, where a small memorial now sits on the doorsteps near where Donaldson lost his life. Now, Donaldson's death over on Ann Street is still considered an active homicide investigation. And as for here at the America's Best Value Inn, again, Mobile police have not given us any information into what exactly happened here. But as you can see, they are still here on scene. So we will continue to update you guys as we get more information. Reporting live in Mobile, I'm Gabby Easterwood at WKRG News 5.
We broke this story on the WKRG News 5 app. Get alerts like this one on your phone. Download our app for free on Google Play and in the App Store. Continuing coverage, parts of the Gulf Coast hit hard by some pretty nasty and severe weather this morning. Heavy rains from the storm caused some minor flooding around Mobile. This is some video from Water Street at the Gulf Quest Museum around 9:15 this morning. Some cars slowly drove through the water. The flooding was receding quickly this morning on parts of Water Street. Several roads across Mobile had pools of water, especially in the right-hand lanes of streets. Government Street and Scott Street, right by the Ben May Main Library in downtown Mobile, also saw quite a bit of flooding. It was a rude awakening for thousands of people in South Baldwin County. Some homeowners and vacationers in Orange Beach are getting a souvenir no one wanted. Broken windshields are one of the lasting impacts from a fast-moving storm this morning. Chad Petrie takes a look.
Look how big that is.
A woman in Orange Beach has a look at the hailstorm as giant rocks of ice pelted areas in South Baldwin County before dawn. Some as big as baseballs or even larger. As amazing as some of these images are, the headache they leave behind is also a problem.
And I'm just glad I'm okay, but I'm really not okay because this was my beautiful car.
Hail blasted Julia's new car. Dents are everywhere thanks to ice chunks as big as tennis balls.
I'm kind of thinking about relocating as soon as I could, and good to have a garage.
The hailstorm moved through well before dawn, catching a lot of homeowners off guard.
Never been through a hailstorm like that, so I really didn't know what to think. I didn't know, if that was just kind of a normal thing with hailstorms or if that was an exceptionally bad one.
Devin Williams has a number of vehicles heavily damaged by the storm. The hail even left marks in his surfboard. It's the same story a few doors down. Hail blasting through Sandy Keel's rear windshield.
It sounded like a bomb hitting the top of the trailer, and it's just part of life. God's good, takes care of us.
Ice from the heavens making a lot of people in Orange Beach say hail no. In Baldwin County, Chad Petrie, WKRG News 5.
Clark County's EMA director is urging people to stay off of the roads after the early morning round of storms. At least 7 homes left damaged after fallen trees landed on them, as well as many other damaged roofs and downed power lines, as well as trees. At least 1 crash was caused by a driver hitting a fallen tree. Most of the home damage is in Clarksville in 2 subdivisions on either side of Highway 43. No injuries have been reported. In Northwest Florida, a woman was taken to the hospital after a tree fell on her mobile home early this morning. Neighbors say the wind was intense and sounded like a tornado. Cody reports from Milton in Santa Rosa County.
An ambulance took the woman to a hospital after this tree fell onto her home.
I thought there was a tornado coming. It didn't last long, just 10 seconds and it was over.
That's how Herman Williams describes the sound of the strong winds early Saturday. He lives across the street here on Holly Pines Lane, which is right off of Avalon Boulevard, south of Highway 90.
Between 5:30 and 6 o'clock, it would just a roaring wind come through, you know, not real loud. It just come through, and I thought it done some damage over here, but I couldn't see it because it was still dark.
Not long after that, he saw fire and EMS trucks out here.
And I just seen them putting her in the ambulance, you know. I hadn't seen inside the house or not, but they said the inside was messed up pretty bad back there where the tree went. But maybe she'll be okay, you know.
Reporting in Milton, I'm Cody Long, Wkrg News 5.
Strong winds ripped the roof off of a brewery in Pensacola. This is at Emerald Republic Brewing near Government and Barranca Street. They also had extensive damage on the inside of the building. The owner says on their Facebook page they will keep everyone updated on the repairs and when they plan to reopen. This is a video of downed trees on Hermosa Circle in Pensacola, taken by WKRG News 5 chief photojournalist Jason Garcia. You can see a good bit of damage left behind in this yard. This morning's storm left debris all over the roadway as well. So make sure you take a little extra caution if you're out on the roads tonight. Neighbors spent the day cleaning up along Weimart Street in the Bellevue community of Escambia County. Several large trees knocked over, as well as a stop sign at Weimart and Saddlebrook Drive. This is just south of I-10 and west of Pensacola Boulevard. Neighbors also reported extensive damage to a barn in the area. A Black Lives Matter sign on the front of a church stolen for the 2nd time. Members of the church tell WKRG News 5 they think the sign was stolen in retaliation for displaying it in the first place. The Reverend at All Saints Episcopal Church says he's gotten threats about the sign over the phone. He says he's not yet spoken to police about the theft, but the church is considering putting up a camera near the sign.
Jesus' ministry was to serve the people who mattered least in his world. And so our black brothers and sisters in our culture are the ones that have mattered least over the last 400 years. So we think it's a powerful Christian witness to stand in solidarity with people who have been left out, and not only left out, but oppressed.
Reverend Flowers says a new sign is on the way, along with backups, just in case. A News 5 crime alert now. Joseph Augusta Reed Jr. of Robertsdale was taken into custody today for leading officers on a high-speed chase through Bay Minette back in December. Reed also had multiple outstanding warrants, including an outstanding federal warrant for drug trafficking, attempting to elude, and reckless endangerment. He is currently being held with no bond in the Baldwin County Sheriff's Correction Center. And a crime mobile out of Mobile County Sheriff's Office crime map shows a shooting overnight that happened around midnight. The address reported is the same as Providence Hospital, but officers have not said exactly where the shooting took place. WKRG News 5 has reached out to Mobile Police for more details. And the state fire marshal in Florida is investigating after a business caught fire this afternoon in Pensacola. This is at Carter Paint and Body on Hollywood Avenue. The roof partially collapsed and there was significant damage to the building. We're not yet sure of how this fire started or if it was weather related. Pensacola police took the time to remember the life of a retired officer after the passing of Officer Pat Adamson. Adamson served in law enforcement for 32 years. He's most known for patrolling schools and was a fixture on the downtown mall beat. His former coworkers say he was a kind and giving man who was quick to give others credit. Tomorrow night, a tragic story from right here in Mobile will be featured on a new CNN documentary. The docuseries, titled The People versus the Klan, tells the story of Michael Donald's family's unwavering fight for racial justice. Donald was beaten and lynched on March 20th, 1981 by members of the Ku Klux Klan for simply being black. The first 2 episodes of the series airs tomorrow night at 8 on CNN. The mask mandate in Alabama has been lifted. How locals are feeling about tossing out their face masks. Welcome back to WKRG News 5 at 10. We're so glad you're here with us. After 9 months, masks are no longer required in Alabama. Governor Kay Ivey lifted the mandate after seeing a steady decline in COVID-19 cases across the state. She says the state is headed in the right direction. We asked people along the Gulf Coast how they feel about the change.
Yoo-hoo! It's about time I take the diaper off your face.
I'll be glad when I can take all my masks and put them in a little pile and pour gasoline on them and set them on fire.
Meanwhile, some say they'll hold on to their face coverings a little longer until this virus is better under control.
I plan to still wear mine. Where I work, they're mandating that we still wear it, so I'm planning to continue wearing mine at least until the end of the year.
Governor Kay Ivey says she does still strongly encourage Alabamians to wear a mask and follow CDC guidelines because the pandemic is not over. If you're still looking to get your COVID-19 vaccine, WKRG News 5 is teaming up with USA Health for a mass Pfizer vaccination clinic next week. This drive-through clinic happens on Tuesday, April 13th from noon until 5 in our WKRG studio parking lot. The address is on your screen. It's 555 Broadcast Drive here in Mobile. This clinic is for anyone who's at least 16 years old with a valid ID. You do not need an appointment. The Mobile County Health Department's COVID-19 response team will be traveling to Calvert next week for 2 Pfizer vaccine events. The first dose clinics will be on Monday, April 12th and Tuesday, April 13th from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. at the AIDT Learning Center on 2nd Street. This event is open to anyone ages 16 and older. No appointment is necessary, but doses are first come, first served. You can find a full list of when and where you can get your COVID-19 vaccine on our website, WKRG.com. Click on Coronavirus under the Special Reports tab. Well, if you were around Battleship Parkway today, you may have seen dozens of kites like these ones taking to the skies for the Kites Over Mobile Festival. It provided some much-needed high-flying fun for the community after a stressful year.
It's just good that the Parks and Rec has just let us come out and, just being outside and providing all this fun entertainment, really. Being all cooped up last year kind of wasn't very fun for me and the kids. But now just being out here and out in the open is the best part about it.
During the festival, a group of kite flyers called Chicago Kite demonstrated their large-scale kite tricks for all to see.